Wow.
Yeah, that does make a lot of sense.
And they also, Leslie did a few records on Stankonia. Neil did kind of most of Stankonia as well. So,
Do you think that we're moving in a direction where in the box mixing is going to be not canceled out, but be just the main stage? Like every
say this one time and one time only. I've been arguing for the last since it came out.
about what?
That is a master.
And basically, he flipped the phase above your speaker on your table so you don't hear the sound of silverware in the restaurant at all. Bro, you know what I will bring up? Okay. Let me say this. Do you think that we're moving in a direction where in the box mixing is going to be
canceled out or
not canceled out, but be just the main stage? Like everyone, like, do you think that eventually we're gonna completely move away from
out the box?
And be like be more? Excuse me. Do you think that we're gonna be mainly in the box when it comes to mixing?
I think so.
At some point, like
the reason being is because there's an alarmingly huge rate of children making music on BandLab.
Children.
yo, that
commercial
BandLab
records.
phenomenon is to be
Let's
studied.
start.
Yeah, we can start it. That BandLab phenomenon is really important because the reason why I say it's important is because I think about FL Studio was like, let's say 20 years of like in the making of infiltration, right? Because everybody's story that used FL was when I was a kid. Everybody, when I was a kid. So I think that they were positioned for it. I still don't understand y'all come up. Like, I still don't get it, like how y'all came up.
It was just there.
It was, but you know what I will say? It was a DJ thing, like for sure. It was the DJs, because I remember all the DJs was like, I use Ableton, and I just thought it was like, oh, it's really cool. It just matches BPM.
I will say this.
What? Back in the day, respect to all DAWs. I'm talking about 15 years ago.
A lot of respect.
Okay.
It would throw me off if I was at a party, I went to the DJ booth, and Ableton is open.
That would happen. Shout out DJ Ty Boogie.
That would throw me off. I'm not saying that'd be whack.
Okay.
Of course, you use what you got to make.
Right.
But wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Gang.
Yeah, for sure.
DJing on a push.
That's kind of hard. That's not whack. That's whack.
No.
That's kind of hard.
Oh, no.
That's tough.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
That actually seems like fun.
I don't understand how that would work, but I also don't understand Ableton. So.
But you DJ as well, and you use Serato, right?
It's not the same thing though.
It's
No,
not the
of
same
course.
thing
I know it's not the same thing. But I'm just saying, even when I would see DJs back in the day, they would be playing sessions from Ableton to DJ with EDM and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't know where in the grand scheme of everything you said, I don't know where my DAW belongs. Like, I really don't know the future of my DAW. No, I'm talking about besides
Your
the
DAW
movies.
does not have
Cap. Stop.
Your
Stop.
DAW literally does not have to change a thing, and it'll be fine. Yeah. Like, it doesn't need to improve.
What's that called? What's that called
the
when you
peak of recording?
Yeah.
In this recording industry, like
That is true.
it is the nucleus of
But
like.
I'll say this. Hey, real quick, just had a huge favor that I wanted to ask you, and that is, could you please subscribe to the channel? It would mean so much to the growth of this podcast, as well as ensure that we're able to do more and more cool things on this channel on a weekly basis. So once again, it would mean so much. It would be a huge favor to us, and it would help us so much. Please subscribe to the channel. Okay, now, back to your episode.
Of course, you want it to get better, but it literally just doesn't have to.
Is Pro Tools too big? Is Pro Tools too big to fail?
Excuse me.
Is it too I don't want to say industry standard. Is it too much of a
Essentially, yeah.
staple
Yeah.
to fail?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know how many studios would be cooked? You know how many engineers would not be useless, but would have to start from scratch? Like, that's ridiculous.
I say this once and for all,
School curriculums. Yeah.
because I know y'all watching this too is like, I know this topic front to back. Let's once and for all, let me ask this question. When it comes to the DAWs, do you think that any of them will ever surpass Pro Tools? Ever?
I think the strongest shot. I think the best way I can answer it is saying the strongest shot right now is FL.
Nah, I don't agree. I think the strongest shot is Logic or Ableton.
Can
Shout
I say
out Logic too, by the way.
Can I
The
say
only thing
something about
Ableton
Logic?
loses is recording vocals, but it's so popular. It's ridiculous. And Logic, I think, yes, Logic's Logic, bro.
So you think that Logic will be like?
It can. I don't think it will.
So I've always felt like Logic is the one that would be like, we always say this all the time. So I'm just trying to make this like once and for all. Like when it comes to these DAWs, I'm saying to myself, yo, bro, you know what? is there any inclination that Pro Tools will one day be out the window and something else will come in? I will say this. I think the biggest shift in the whole DAW war thing would be if we figure out how to integrate with the formats. I think if that happened, I think that then I'd be like, get ready, because that would make a big difference. Because then I wouldn't be so like weary about producing an FL or learning FL and stuff like that. I mean, to be honest, I be wanting to use FL, bro. It just I can't wrap my head around y'all workflow. Like it's confusing to me.
That's
like,
why I don't think FL would ever surpass as far as the industry acceptance of Pro Tools, because a lot of people share that sentiment of not being able to wrap their head around a recording in FL, or just the step sequencer looks like a game, or you know what I mean? Like
yeah,
it is what it is.
I can't figure it out.
I think FL makes the best music though.
What makes the best music?
Yeah.
How does it make the best music? What does that even mean?
FL users make the best music. It's us and BandLab, man. I'm trying to tell you.
All right, see now you playing. See what he compared y'all to? BandLab and y'all. Shout out BandLab though. I will say shout out BandLab.
You don't think BandLab been smoking some Pro Tools sessions lately?
For sure. I
think BandLab has unlocked a generation of like really talented and creative kids. Yeah. Now, granted, a lot of BS, but
still to get filtered through.
There's a few that was like, "Hey, yo,
this
find you an engineer."
Tight. Listen, one thing I say is, let me tell you something. I'm not mad at people when they have like the tutorials and stuff like that up. What I'm saying is, sometimes I'll see a kid or a young person, and they'll be like, "Yo, I'm gonna show you how I got my vocal to sound like this in BandLab," and I'll watch that video. And I'll see what they did, and I'll be like, that's a strange way that young person just did that. Yeah. But at the same time, I like the way it sounds. One thing I'll say is I've always been the type of person that I never like put too much onus in how many credits do you have, the accolades and stuff. When it came to me watching people's tutorials, I always said, let me hear it. And if it sounded good, I'll be like, oh, I'm in. I want to learn. I want to understand. That's even with, to be honest, with some of our members. Like, some of our members will literally bring a song for feedback, and I'll stop them like, yo, can you put me on? Like, what did you do? Like, it sounds good. Like, I'm really big on that. I feel like
you can learn from anybody, anything.
Do you think that, here's a question for you. Do you think that as this field grows, audio engineering, do you think the price of mixing and mastering is going to steadily keep declining?
I hope not. I will tell you, seeing the stark decline of the Dolby Atmos prices for the mixes. Remember, there was a time where them mixes was not costing you less than 2 bands.
Damn, they were charging 2 bands.
Remember that? 2021?
It was like 2 bands?
Yes.
Wow.
Like, it used to cost a lot, and still is an added cost.
Right.
Actually, did you hear Apple Music is paying up to 20% more per stream if you have a Dolby Atmos version?
Yes.
Because they understand that it costs more.
Yes.
And that's one of the biggest deterrents.
So they're trying to compensate it for that and basically make it advantageous to you.
Yeah.
Which, I'm going to be honest, we've had people tell us, like, yo, make sure you upload a spatial version because
playlisting
and stuff, and it's all fresh and new. And I was like, damn, that's crazy. But now that they're paying us more, that's kind of crazy. You know, I thought about this the other day, because when it comes to engineers' prices, I remember back in the day, I would hear prices for some of these engineers and be like, they must have been going, bro. Like, I'm talking about the prices. Like, you ever hear, and don't say, obviously, no names and nothing like that. Yeah. But I've heard some engineers' prices from back in the day, and I can't even fathom.
I heard some producers' prices from back in the day.
Start there.
$500,000 a beat?
$500,000 a beat? I remember I was like, how is that possible? I remember, a lot of producers.
Now we got $50 leases.
Yeah, now we got $50 leases. That is true. So it's a double-edged sword there, right? Because
in every field, I feel like the more the supply and demand is always going to be supply and demand. The more the field grows, you know what I mean? There's going to be more options. Now, here's the thing. I will say, and this is my biggest piece of advice that I've been trying to drill into a lot of artists that I don't necessarily work with, but I just speak to or whatever. Some of the homies may have a friend that do music. A lot of people still, I don't want to say this the wrong way because it's going to come off a way. A lot of people, I don't think you should, if you're starting out, value studio time more than learning to record yourself. The reason why is, I know, I got a homie, right?
Okay.
homegirl, she saves up, whatever, pays that 80 an hour, knocks the record out 2-3 hours, rushes it.
Right.
Has her set up at the crib, but she prefers the studio,
Okay.
but doesn't mix it and puts the record out, moves forward.
So she puts it out right from the studio.
Yeah, and in my head is like, wouldn't it be more advantageous to you to record at the crib? You have unlimited time to work and perfect the record rather than trying to knock it out in the one take and then pay for a mix engineer.
That's a great...
Because you're spending the same amount. You know what I mean?
Right.
And at the same... Yeah. Basically.
I think that was a good point.
Analogy.
Yeah, like, so would you rather record yourself or mix yourself? So which cost is honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I'd rather record myself.
If you I doubt a lot of people that are listening to this podcast are starting out, but I'm sure some people that are scrolling and seeing a clip are starting out. Your tracking engineer is not your mix engineer unless he mixes it. Because you're paying for the studio time, that does not mean your record is mixed.
It
sounds good. Because some tracking engineers are incredible.
Nasty.
Once again, my boy Ryan over at Acosta Park, amazing.
Right.
One of the best. And I never leave a session with him without the record sounding like I could upload it today.
Right.
But that's not a mix.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
It's a great mix.
Right.
But it's not a mix.
It's not a mix.
Mastered version. It's definitely not mastered. You know what I mean? So it's just like, would you rather... It's just investing the money you have, especially when you're starting out, the right way. I feel like, let's say the $80 and you 4 hours at the studio. What is that?
80?
32 hours?
320?
320.
Sorry if that math off. 240. Yeah, I think
right?
it's 320. I think
320. It's 320.
Jesus, I think it's not. I'm so sure.
No,
Stop,
320.
Stop. Because I ain't gonna cut that
80
up.
times 4 is
80
320.
times 4.
320.
That's why we do engineering, baby, and not math. I'm not a mathematician.
But 320. Now let's say you're working on an album.
Okay.
Let's say you do that for five times, right?
Yes.
Now that's what we need to calculate. 32 times 5.
320 times 5. Let me tell you something. Buku
That's
Dala,
5 songs,
1,600
right?
for 5
so
songs.
1,600, right?
For 5 songs.
But 1,600, I can bust that down and get me a little $300 setup and invest the rest into Courtney's engineers page.
That's true.
Engineers.com /
Courtney Taylor.
Can we bring this moment up?
Let's do it.
That was great. You got it. That's nice. That's nice.
Bro, he's
all defensive year. All defensive year.
Yo, in the words of Eric Adams, LJ is the... I'm sorry to the out-of-towners that don't get it.
If you saw my face, that was a genuine, like, I went cold, like, what is he doing?
LJ is the Love Island Villa of the Audio Nerds podcast.
You Casa Amor?
New York is the... New York is the Jakarta of America.
Yo, I know Matt.
New York is the soul of America.
If you don't know Love Island, you're not.
If you don't know Eric Adams,
if you don't know Eric Adams,
long story short, for context, Eric Adams is the New York City mayor currently, right, as of today. And in every country he goes to, he just names their capital. It says New York is the blank of America. So if he's in Japan, New York is the Kyoto of America. If he's in China, New York is the Shanghai of America. Like, it don't matter where he is.
He get that off.
Yo.
Anyway, dang, what was I saying? What was
their moment, yeah.
So, with that being said, Courtney, before we started today, we was about to shoot. And Courtney was like, yo, I got this client on engineers. And they sent a mix through. Yo, Pete, this mix I did. I was like, all right, bet. So he loads it up on my system because he wants to hear it on my Fluid Audios. And he presses play. And I freak out. And he's like, what happened? And I stop it and I'm looking at my files like, yo, I think I played my file. Like one of my songs that I just mastered. And then I realized the guy that booked Courtney for the mix then went and booked me for the master.
Combo move.
Good move, my guy.
He got himself a little Audio Nerds mix and master bundle.
I got a little Studio Nerds like mix and master.
Are you on engineers too?
Yeah. I
wish they had that combo. I wish you could bundle the little Audio Nerds bundle.
The Studio Nerds.
The Studio Nerds bundle?
The Studio Nerds bundle.
The Nerds bundle.
The Nerds bundle. That's kind of cool. Yeah, I'll master your stuff. But you ain't, my mixing price is my mixing price. I don't play with my mixing price.
Not a Courtney Mix Dev Master combo, yo.
This episode is supported by Colossal. And today we're excited to tell you about Drops, their brand new product for producers and beat makers. When selling beats and collaborating with artists online, us producers are jumping around to different apps. File sharing, emails, DMs, and payments, and it can get really overwhelming to stay on top of it all. This is where Drops by Colossal comes in. It brings together all the essential tools and simplifies the whole beat buying and selling experience. Creating a drop is super fast. Just upload your beat to Colossal and you get a unique drop link that you can share with artists in DMs on your socials. Drop is one of the best experiences that you as a producer can give to an artist that you work with. It looks amazing. An artist can buy a license in seconds. And when you sell a beat, you instantly get paid to your PayPal account. Drops is free to use with no subscription fees and available right now. Sign up at colossal.fm/producers to get started. That's hilarious. So I thought it was so funny because you played it. Did he send you the master? He didn't send you the master back or nothing like that. Okay, got you. So you didn't even hear the master.
Which is funny because then I know how I send out to the clients my mixes and masters.
Right.
So it's like when I saw your version and I saw mix 3 No Limiter, I was like, yeah, that's mine.
He was like, that's my mix. Yo, that's so funny. So this kid went to shout out to you. I don't know if he wants his name to be out there, but nonetheless, shout out to him. He went to Courtney for the master mix and then me for the master. I thought that was such a funny moment because I pulled it up and I was just like, holy crap. Speaking of duos, I think we brought this up on a past episode, but I've been seeing a lot of the mixing duo thing, like on albums. I did see, I believe, Josh Goodwin and Neil Pogue. I don't know how many songs Neil Pogue did on the new Justin Bieber project, but I did see Neil like posting about it. And I was just like, yo, bro, I'm seeing a lot more collaboration between mix engineers. Granted, it's a different era, so maybe I'm seeing it more because they're posting about it. But just seeing that tackling of like, I always wonder to myself, shout out Bob Horn too. Something he kind of showed me. He was tackling, I guess, like a project with someone. I don't want to say. But long story short, I'm seeing a lot of mixing engineers basically like collabing and stuff. And I always said to myself, if we was to collaborate as a duo, right? Like mixing engineer, like let's say we both attacking a project. Shout out TZ on Baines, because they was like one of the ones that kind of even like opened my eyes to like, oh snap, how did y'all do that process? Like how would we work? Because I would think that you and I would have to have similar plugins, right? And then session-wise, like, what do we do? Am I just taking, what would be the best way to do it? Do I take 6 songs, you take 6 songs? Or it's like, you do the drums on this, then I do all the vocals?
I think the way that I would do it, I would take elements.
Okay.
Because I know my strengths. And I also know, like, when it comes to like the 3 of our dynamics, I know like y'all's strengths when it comes to like what y'all like to attack mix wise. I know you're a vocal head. I know how to mix vocals and I love mixing vocals, but I will default to you on that. And I'll just be like, all right, I can handle the bass and the drums and stuff. You can do the upper frequency stuff. Kind of
right, the higher end stuff.
I do wonder like how do they, and it must be when it comes to the songs, like the individual songs, it must be a case of one engineer is probably tackling something. They were on a run. They get to that song and it's like, fuck. This one's kicking my ass. We probably got to send this one out.
What? Oh no, I was gonna say that reminds me of what like Leslie had said to us. Remember, Leslie was like him, Tony Maserati, Stuart White, and Guru.
And they knocked out,
And he said that he said they would be handing off the drums and stuff like that.
But it would still be like separate records, right?
Yeah, I think
there's still some where it's like one did majority versus the other.
Because first thing that came to mind was Babes and T's on the
Offset
project.
Offset.
Offset
Offset
project, and they just split records. So I think that's the way I would go about it.
Yeah.
And if a record's whooping my ass, I'll just pass it to the homie.
Type.
And if we got to collab, we'll collab.
Right.
Like I wonder how, I forget which exact Outkast album, but the one that Neil did with Neil and Leslie both did.
Yo,
I wonder how.
What project was that?
I don't remember. I ain't gonna lie. They have a lot of dope.
They got a lot.
albums.
Yeah, they got some stuff. Yeah, they do.
I don't think it was a Aquemini.
I think
maybe Stankonia. Let me check.
Was it Stankonia? Because it's so funny because I forgot about that duo too. Like Neil and Leslie teamed up. I think not early in Leslie's career, but earlier in Leslie's career. I think that was. Like he kind of
Speaker Box Love Below. Neil Pogue is credited for mixing many tracks on 3 Stack side, and Leslie did a lot of Big Boy side.
Which
makes sense.
It does. It makes too much sense. Because Big Boy had more of like the like kind of not hard hitting, but more of like the traditional kind of hip hop stuff. And then I feel like Andre was experimenting a little bit more melodic stuff. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, that does make a lot of sense.
And they also, like, Leslie did a few records on Stankonia. Neil did kind of most of Stankonia as well. So
that's crazy, bro. These dudes, bro, these Girls
ain't gonna
Blue
lie, that's
Guys.
That's ridiculous.
That is kinda
I'm
crazy.
not gonna lie. The more, and I'm sorry. No, I'm not sorry. The more like placements I attach to Leslie in my head,
Yeah, bro.
the more this.
I ain't gonna lie, yo, bro. He's one of the most
Mount Rushmore. I'm trying to. I told him
but
to
it's
his face.
not
I said, yo,
underrated though. Like we know,
Yeah.
But it's like I don't know why, but it's like, yo, bro, do
it's
y'all
like you just
understand?
find more
You know what
out
it is?
every day. It's,
Yeah.
You don't know what it is? I think it's like one of those things where it's like, oh, you think you know, but you have no idea.
You have no idea.
Kinda
I told him to his face. I said, yo, in the engineers versus,
Yo,
I
bro.
got my money on Les.
Clearing.
And he said nah, but I disagreed to,
I know, yeah, right?
to his face. I was like, hey, nah.
We don't wanna,
I'm not putting
Yeah,
him
let's not.
versus.
Yeah, I don't want to pit my
But
mix engineers.
I
You're
will
right,
say
you're right.
Les
That's
put
respect.
BTA belt to ass.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. In a versus,
in a catalog versus, but it's like
It's
we talking
hard.
about the elite. We talking about the top
yeah,
1%.
that's the top one.
he's definitely like a joker in that realm because in my head I'm just like, bro, the records he's gonna tell you.
Hey Ya into WAP is gonna turn the streets up.
Well, Neil was Hey Ya.
Oh no,
Yes.
I'm tripping.
Neil was Hey Ya.
The way you move into WAP is
Bro,
gonna turn
So
the
fresh and
streets.
so
Crazy,
clean,
so
bro.
fresh, so clean.
Jeezy's first album, yo, when he said that on the thing, I was like, wait, you
Like,
did
how?
Jeezy first
What?
album? I didn't see that.
103.
I googled
Insane
everything.
legend,
I didn't
bro.
see that, bro.
Shit, R.I.P. Hulk Hogan, man.
Got you.
Facts.
For it.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm trying to figure something out. Yeah, you messed my.
You know-
I'm trying to figure something out.
If you
messed
know,
up.
you know.
If you know, you know. Yeah,
Shout out
RIP.
Jeezy.
R.I.P. Shout out Jeezy. Oh, you talking about that clip? Y'all not gonna understand that connection. That was so, yo, bro. That was such a deep cut. Like when Hulk Hogan was in the car listening to
That was
Jeezy.
good.
If you know, you know. Just Google it.
Are there any new albums or songs that you feel like are incredibly like just mixed to the gods?
Oh, yes. And it's not a mixed one, but because we did talk about it off camera briefly. Shout out once again, and he always brings him up. But shout out once again. I gotta give the flowers to Pharrell Mother Effin Williams. 'Cause
Which one are you
boy,
gonna talk
oh
about?
boy, this
Which
year
one
has
are you
been
gonna
a
talk
great. Bro, you already know. Shout out Tyler. But
Came
Clips.
for the money.
Oh,
Of course. Can I say
Let
something?
God sort him out.
I'm gonna say this.
Do
I'm
it.
gonna say this one
Do
time
it.
and one time
Do it.
only. I've been arguing for the last since it came out.
About what?
Sing.
That is a masterpiece.
No, that's
Facts.
great.
As a rap album, and I'm not gonna like lean too much into the content because we're audio nerds.
Right.
That is a masterpiece in putting words together,
I
and
heard
that
good things.
also like debunked it, which I never put stock in. The age thing.
Yeah, that killed.
Get
that.
out of here.
I'm not gonna lie, that really killed that
Get
whole
outta
conversation. Yeah.
Belt to and
behind.
it sounded great. Who
Yes,
mixed
it
that
sounded
album? Do you know?
Let's find out.
Find out. I
was
haven't.
that-
So I
yeah.
haven't fully listened to the album yet. But what I heard, I've been like, oh, this is really good. It's polished. The whole rollout was really nice. They didn't jump out the window and do too much. The press was good. Like they were a little controversial here and there, but everything felt really good about it. But yeah,
Which was all intentional on Pusha
Michael-
T's
all right.
part, but that mainly that promo was all him. Which that is the other side of it too. Speaking to LJ's point about masterclass, and how that album is, the promotion for that album is a
yeah, the rollout was
masterclass
incredible.
in
the
how
video, that music video for So Be It was, bro. It was simple, but it was
Insane.
elegant and it was
looked
rap.
good. So, Manny Marroquin.
Oh
what are we talking
my
about?
God. Yo, Manny. Yo, all right.
Yep, yeah.
Another one.
Yeah, Manny Marroquin.
Another one. If he had a versus belt,
Bro, another one. Another
But,
mix engine that's belt to behind.
So of course Ben Thomas, Mike Larson. Shout out to Mike, the guy. But he was one of the mix engine. But he also tracked. I'm
congrats,
sure a lot.
Ben. Damn,
Congrats,
I forgot.
Ben.
Yeah,
congrats, Mike. Pharrell is also credited on Ace Trumpets as a mix engineer.
Yep.
I'm sure he might have a couple more. And Manny's Manny.
Yo, Manny Marroquin. Yo,
Dog. Hey.
what? Manny Marroquin is nuts because he's been eras, dog. What?
Yeah.
What you about to tell me?
I just want to make sure one thing, dog.
Manny has literally touched every. I feel like he's touched every major artist.
Manny never
in
had
his
to
life.
mix a record in life.
He has a beautiful restaurant too. By
Yeah,
the way,
that's
Shout out
literally what I was
Ghost.
about to say.
Let me
He
say, I
would've-
took my wife.
he
Let me
did-
tell you something, Manny. You did it.
You did it.
Dog.
You
did
listen.
it.
My wife was impressed.
You did
I
it.
walked in. Boy, I gotta get this off. I went to the restaurant. I said, "Yeah, this is owned by one, a very famous mix engineer." And she was like, Okay, but we walked in. She was like, "What the?" I was like, "Yo, I'm telling you, we got taste. Like mixing it, like I
got
just don't
taste?
understand. Like I don't understand." But that was one of the best restaurant experiences I've ever had in my life. Like the drinks were good, the food was good.
It was ridiculous.
I had caviar for the first time, and me and my
ridiculous.
wife both ate it. And we was like, "This bangs."
Dog. This turned into the audio food podcast.
Yeah, my fault.
But
My
gang,
fault.
he didn't ever have to mix a record to be great in my book. That restaurant right there.
Is
facts.
legend.
I went a random night, right? It wasn't a random night, but shout out to Terrace. He had his residency.
Yes.
So I said, let me slide through.
Right.
You know, Terrace is the homie. I get there. You know, I ordered the buns. You know, the milk
Oh,
buns.
the milk. Oh, we
Got my milk buns
went
ready.
together. I've been
Yeah.
there a few times.
But here's the thing: the day I went randomly, right?
Okay.
Order my milk buns. My milk buns get there. My Shirley Temple. You know,
Yo, I ain't gonna lie.
you know?
I ain't gonna lie. You put me on.
Wait,
And
yeah,
you
come
put
on,
me on the Shirley
come on.
Temple. No, disrespect.
and waiting for my steak.
Grown men.
I get bumped. Who bumped me?
Uh-huh.
Security guard. I'm like, all right. Is that Rihanna? Is that ASAP Rocky?
That's kind of tough.
And it's in the middle of ASAP's like case. Like I kid you not, they left from court
And just came to
and
verse.
Terrence is playing sax, and I'm seated right there.
A$AP.
Rihanna and ASAP. I say, yeah.
I'm in the right place. I'm in the right.
So I said,
Steak finna come out. Manny in the back walking around just mixing live. I'm like, yeah.
mixing like Manny.
what
Yo,
I'm supposed
I don't know
to
if this is a rumor, but can someone please tell me if this rumor is true about verse? I ain't gonna lie, people
we
be
gotta-
just
we gotta
telling me
go.
stuff, and I feel like they like be trying to trick me and play with me. Somebody said there's an SSL console that's
Oh, no, it
that's
is.
running the music in
I don't know if
verse.
it's running. It's in the back. Yeah.
There's an SSL
If
console
I'm
at
not
verse.
mistaken, if I'm not mistaken,
Yo,
there's an
that's
SSL. Like if I'm not mistaken, I remember him having an iPad and really like controlling shit.
Yes, I
Yeah.
did see someone walking around with an iPad, like kind of
Damn,
controlling
you're
it
right. I don't
digitally.
know if I've seen an SSL console.
Bro, I don't know
Can I
about
tell you
that.
though? I will say, Manny, they are out here lying about your restaurant.
Yeah, they
Because the one thing, here's how childish I am. The rumor that I heard that I wanted to
Believe?
yes, was you can't hear silverware.
Yo, oh my, yo.
So
bro.
my ass, I get
Me
there
too.
and I just start.
All right, so backstory about verse. So long story short, I think
Verse is right next to Larrabee.
right
Yeah.
that too. Someone told me a lot. There's been a lot of like myths about verse, and they sound like it makes verse sound like the most magical place on earth for an audio engineer. So someone told me, I'm not gonna say your name, but I'm kind of mad at you because I think you was playing with me. Someone told me that. I feel dumb saying it.
He got a
but
frequency.
He basically figured out
How to
the
fade.
frequency of silverware, right? And basically he flipped the phase above your speaker on your table so you don't hear the sound of silverware in the restaurant at all. Bro, I'm not
I
gonna
kid you
lie.
not, off the walk-in, I start. Ting, 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 ting,
We went in together
I
for the
got
first
mad,
time, and we
yeah.
was like knocking silverware together.
and mad as hell. Like, come on,
I can hear this.
come on, that was a lie.
Yo,
hey, but
incredible.
This is not an ad, of course.
It's not an
If you
ad.
get a chance and you're in the Los Angeles area, though, it
Support.
is an amazing like experience. It's a dope restaurant owned by an audio engineer, and yeah, that's cool. That's cool as hell in my book.
a very
renowned-
respected, world-renowned
And
mix
cool as hell.
engineer.
He be there, like he just be walking
he's
around.
dope.
Yeah,
Chill.
for sure.
And you might
wanted to say hi.
you might run into Rihanna and ASAP. You know?
Can I be honest? Every time I go there, I'm like, I'm sitting next to somebody.
Yeah.
Like, what's so funny is, I went during Valentine's Day with my wife.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like a Valentine's Day. So I ordered it was like a special. So I did like the table. You pay for that up front and stuff.
Yeah.
So it was like this 5-course meal. There was like
Was
this.
the milk buns?
Oh, I ordered that. I told her we got to get the milk buns. But I remember that, they started playing music. And I told my wife, I said, listen to how this music sounds in this room. I said, you're going to notice that we don't have to raise our voices. It's loud enough.
there.
It's just right. And we was talking, I was like, it feel good. To the point where, you know how sometimes in music and restaurants, you kind of be like, oh boy, here we
Yeah.
go. But in there, it was like, damn, this the vibe. Whoever was in the back, going from the band is off to like, now we're playing
Yeah.
back.
Now playing
Bro,
background music.
Smooth.
What, can I tell you what I bet too? I was telling my wife, I know she was like, yo, he's geeking out. Like, can you just shut up and
eat?
chill?
Yeah.
The music that was playing in there, I was like, I bet you Manny had this music made for the restaurant. Because a lot of it was like instrumental, kind of orchestral, very smooth stuff. I was like, this
I ain't
sounds
gonna lie,
like.
if you went that deep. That's another rumor
For-
we're starting.
yo,
if
for
you
real-
went that deep.
But I believe it's Manny Marroquin. So I ain't gonna lie, I'm believing anything in that
No,
restaurant.
Manny is ridiculous. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
Just outside of the restaurant, outside of all that, he has one of the best recording facilities in LA.
Yo, bro, crazy.
Yeah, he paired it up with one of my favorite, probably my favorite restaurant in LA. If Bossa Nova didn't exist,
Yeah, bro.
I ain't gonna lie, Bossa.
I ain't gonna lie.
But
Bossa Nova in verse, that's a versus right there.
let's unlocalize this podcast.
Unlocalize.
a little bit.
But shout out to, like, I will say, it just kind of ended on this note. Like, not an ad, of course. If it's an ad, we will tell you. Ain't nothing to hide here. If it's an ad, we will always let you know. Anywho, what I will say is, Manny Restaurant, if you are a music professional or anything like that, definitely go support. That place is, it don't even matter that it's Manny Marroquin and you want to support him. It's just a phenomenal restaurant.
It's just a great establishment.
The service, I'm not gonna lie, the person that made my drinks, I was like, this guy really does this for like it's just classy. It's just a nice place. And you know what I love about it? I'll say this. I love places that I feel like I can come as I am in any clothing. Yeah. Where you could dress up, but I can also be myself and be cool.
It's not trying to it's not what's the word? It's not
alienating.
It's not trying to pose, you know?
No. It feels very inviting and natural.
Inviting. Yeah, very inviting.
That is a really good spot, bro.
Can I read this?
Read what?
I really want to read this.
Read what?
So apparently, his vision for Verse was to build a recording studio big enough for a restaurant to fit in.
Wow.
And it's just blending immersive sound and upscale dining. The Verse features a state-of-the-art Meyer sound constellation system with 52 speakers, acoustic zoning for live music, and an SSL live console.
So it's true there's an SSL in there?
With direct links to Larrabee for live recording.
Oh, wow.
I ain't gonna lie, this shit cool as hell.
Nah, Yo, can we get a tour? No, I'm not gonna lie. That would be the most fire like piece of content, and we just go and just tour, and he tells us everything.
The Manny episode at Verse.
Yo, Dave Pissato and them did that.
Word?
Yep.
They
did a Pissato place.
I love you, Pissato. We doing that too.
I ain't gonna lie. We gonna bite off of you because that was incredible. I watched that episode too, and can I be honest? They barely talked about audio. They were talking about the restaurant. They was like, "This is incredible."
This is fire.
Herb and Dave. They were just like, but I was blown away. That restaurant been open for a while too.
Word.
Come to think of it, because that episode is old. That's an old episode. So they did Manny Marroquin's episode, one of his episodes at Verse.
Word.
That was a fire thing. Yo, we would love that.
That statement makes so much sense to know that it started like it was like. Studio oriented, and then like halfway in the plans, it was
you know what?
Like, let's just make this a restaurant. That's so hard.
Yeah, they got a kitchen. We can build a kitchen.
We can build a kitchen. This beautiful restaurant. This is not an ad. But really dope spot, and definitely support Manny Marroquin. He's a legend. Love him.
And
out of here.
Remember the Nerds podcast, Studio Nerds podcast is the Beijing of YouTube.